Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.
I'm pretty sure I grabbed all the articles. Yeah, I checked them this morning.
I didn't look. So.
All right, well.
Okay.
Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all. Episode 387, brought to you by Edgewise.Media. I'm Adam Walker.
And I'm Sanjay Parekh.
And we got less articles for you today, so we're going to supplement that with extremely entertaining banter and anecdotes. And so,
also known as jibber jabber.
Jibber jabber. We're going to get some jibber jabber going. Actually, listen, if we're going to start with the word jibber jabber, let's just roll right into it. God help us. Donald Trump is launching Trump Mobile and plans to sell a phone. And yes, that phone is gold. And yes, that phone does look like an iPhone ripoff. And yes, he does say that the phone is going to be made in the US, even though he's going to sell it for $500. And there's no way he can make it for under $500 in the US. And yes, it's going to be on one of those budget carriers like Boost or whatever. I think it's Liberty is who he's reselling. And
Liberty
yes,
Mobile,
instead of it being $20 a month, it's going to be $47 something a month.
$47.45.
$47.45. Yep.
47th and 45th president.
And I think he's calling it Trump One. It's literally the whole thing is an homage to all things Trump. And he's literally going to overcharge all of his little peons that love his stuff for a subpar mobile service. That's what's going to happen. So,
from that, I take it you're not going to get one?
Here's what I want to see, Sanjay. I want to experience in real time the demographic, the presence of the individual that is wearing Trump sneakers and holding a Trump phone.
Sneakers?
I'm pretty sure we talked about this on the show. There are Trump sneakers. They are gold. I have never seen them in the wild, but they do exist. I think they're pretty expensive, if I'm not mistaken. I want to see in the wild somebody wearing Trump speakers and holding a Trump phone. I want to know what that individual looks like, and I want to understand everything about him. I want to have a conversation. I want to go deep. I want to know about their childhood. I am intrigued to the max to understand that person. So, I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think I'll ever see this in the wild. I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day, if I'm being honest. But yeah, we'll see. So
I wonder how long it's going to be before these phones are breached because there is some security issue with them.
Oh yeah, that seems pretty likely. Yeah, I mean, in particular, and I will say this: I think they'll get breached faster, not because of subpar technology. I think because hackers are going to be like, "Oh, let's go screw this stuff up." I think they're gonna attack them just because of who it is, which I think is hilarious. So, anyway, I don't know how many businesses a person can launch within a 4-year period, leveraging the platform of the White House as the launch pad for it. But man, he has got the hustle. I mean, so far we got the shoes, we got the Bible, we got the phone. Oh, I need to see somebody carrying the Bible too. I want to see the shoes and the Bible and the phone with a MAGA shirt on. I think that's the trifecta.
You know what they need to do is they need to do a little carve out in the Bible so you can hide your phone inside the Bible.
Yes. That's what they need to do. I like that a lot. Yes.
That's an obvious crossover that should exist.
And then you can have then you can have Truth Social loaded onto the phone. So you got the Bible with the phone in it, with the Truth Social and the shoes and the whole thing, man. It's right there. So
you come with a verified account on Truth Social. Yeah. I don't even know if they have those.
You get a check. I don't know if they have those either. I've never seen Truth Social.
On it. Yeah,
I don't think either of us will ever be on it.
I don't think so. I don't think we're allowed on it, actually.
No, I'm pretty sure I'd get kicked off very quickly on the free speech platform. So
that actually might be fun to try to see how long it takes us to get kicked off.
Oh no, people did. I think there were a lot of people that tested it when Truth Social first came out, and there was the whole free speech platform. Yeah, I think the record was and I'm not kidding, I think it was 90 seconds. I think that was the record, literally banned within 90 seconds of starting the account. So. I mean that's free speech.
That sounds like most of my days. I usually get banned from lots of places within 90 seconds.
Within 90 seconds? You get banned from your kitchen
before I even open the door.
You walk into your kitchen and your family's like, get out, go,
get out.
You can't be here.
Before I even walk into a store, I've only grabbed the handle of the door. They're like, no.
You're too tall. Get out. Get out, Tolly.
You're too tall.
You're too tall. Yeah.
You're gonna shift the average height in this place.
Listen, for those of you that don't know, Sanjay is abnormally tall. And I was at an in-person meeting
abnormally?
with him.
I think you're abnormally short.
I was at a meeting with him this week, and he was sitting next to a gentleman that was below average height, but Sanjay's chair was taller than the guy's chair that was below average height. So he looked like a freaking giant at the end of the table. It was like looking at, what's the dude from, that's not Dumbledore. What's the guy from Harry Potter that's like gigantic, except you're way skinnier. What's the beard?
Hagrid.
Yeah. It was like looking at Hagrid at the end of the table, except obviously you don't have a big beard and you're much thinner than Hagrid. But man, the height difference was so good.
And I must say, I didn't pick that chair. It just happened to be the only chair to sit out.
I strategically left it for you. Is what happened. No, I did not. I wish I thought that far ahead. That would have been amazing, but no, I did not. So,
well, speaking about people who've thought ahead, pizza order shows the world is on the brink. So apparently there's a pizza index, and places around the Pentagon, you can tell when something's about to happen by the demand on pizza places within a few minute vicinity of the Pentagon. Okay. And so somebody has built basically an index using the time for deliveries and using that as a measure of the demand on those services. Oh my gosh. So this happened just before Israel launched their attacks on Iran. Yeah. Clearly it was known at the Pentagon. There were lots of pizzas ordered in the couple of hours before the attacks started being launched. So it's like to the Pentagon teams, like, all right, strap in. We're going to have a long night. And then the team leader's like, pizza. We need pizza. And they all think the same way. So now the Pentagon's going to have to be like, listen, guys and ladies, we're going to have a long night. No pizza. And then it's like Uber Eats is going crazy. Like Chinese takeout. It's going to be great. So you know what's funny? Yeah. So one of the people that commented, I think, on this article drove the point home. Like, how does the Pentagon not have like a Domino's in the lobby, as a part of their food court or whatever it is, automatically that just kind of deals with this, right?
That wouldn't be enough. There's too many people. It's too small. It'd be too small.
But you scale it up. I don't know.
What you need is one of those pizza vending machines there. That's what you need. We've talked about those on the show.
We did.
They need a whole series of pizza vending machines at the Pentagon, and then it's a national security issue. That's what I'm saying.
It's a robotic pizza maker, right? Like you just order it and it makes it and bakes it, and then there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
100%. Either that or they need one of these fast pizza pie places like Your Pie or Mattio's or Mod Pizza, places like that they crank out the pizzas in like a couple of minutes. And
they're good to go. Yeah, honestly, pretty good too.
They taste really good. I'm a bigger fan of those than I am Domino's personally. But
fair.
That's just me.
All right, next up, Meta's AI memorized books verbatim. That could cost billions. And so when AI is trained on data, they're not supposed to actually memorize it. They're supposed to use it to understand the probability that one word will follow the next word in a series of words, essentially. Like that's kind of how it works. It trains the probabilities, not the thing. It shouldn't be able to recreate it directly, perfectly. It shouldn't memorize it. And it did.
Yeah. So you could get it to regurgitate chapters upon chapters of books.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Not great. That's called copyright infringement.
Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah, not fair use.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Are they actually getting sued at this point? I think they should be, probably.
I assume so. I can't imagine that they're not getting. As soon as somebody saw that headline, there's like 15 lawsuits coming together. It's just a question of like how fast they're getting filed. So
which class action lawsuit is going to be the one?
Yeah. Just get involved early. Yeah.
It's like the Highlander. There can be only one.
There can be only one. Yeah. That's a good show. I missed that show. We need another Highlander
show or
series.
Movie.
Hey, I like the movie. I like the
show.
Yeah, I like them both. They were both good. But I watched the show more. We need another Highlander. They're doing all these reboots. There's no reason not to have a Highlander. Like, it's swords fighting and cutting off heads, man. Like, come on.
See, that's what I was about to ask. Did you like it because it was the head cutting off portion? Or was it the lightning that is attached to the head cutting off portion?
I like like the swords, honestly. Like the sword
swords.
fighting was pretty great. Yeah, and the storytelling was pretty good too. And the whole they were friends, but then in the end they know they're gonna have to fight to the death a lot of times. So that was kind of a cool dynamic. It was pretty good. It was a good show.
You get stronger when you cut your friend's head off. So
yeah. As one does.
Yeah. Something else that gets stronger when you cut its head off? No, actually, it doesn't at all. World's first flying humanoid robot uses AI and jet thrust to hover in test flight. Subtitle here, the arrival of Skynet to kill us all is just getting faster.
Yeah.
What are you people doing?
Yeah, I tagged this just to hear you talk about how terrifying it is, honestly. I just thought, this is going to really set Sanjay off. Let's tag this one. This is going to be great. So,
yeah, because, what's going to go wrong with robots that have AI flying around on jetpacks?
Nothing. Nothing could go wrong. Nothing could go wrong. Yes,
nothing's going to go wrong. I think it's the greatest.
No.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to see where this ends, just watch Terminator and you see all the flying things that are just destroying humanity.
But in all fairness, though, Terminator didn't have a jetpack. Like, think about it. Like, they sent back Schwarzenegger in the original movie. Dude didn't have a jetpack, and even in 2.
So you tell me this is even more than a Terminator.
That's what I'm telling you. Yes, like even in the second movie, when you have like the metal guy that could shift into, he couldn't fly
the liquid
either.
Metal.
The liquid metal. He couldn't fly either. He could run fast, but he couldn't. I mean, it's just the way that got.
And he couldn't become a gun or a machine. Complex machinery was not possible.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, just because it was a weird plot point, because I guess it gets weird.
For that movie, that actor trained, I think it was that actor trained to fire a gun without blinking because a robot wouldn't blink when he fired a gun. And he trained to run that super specific way that was like very robot. So crazy, man. So well done.
Yeah.
So well
he's a good actor. I've seen him in a bunch of other things too.
Yeah.
I do I've forgotten what his name is, but he's a good actor. So,
so
AI robots, coming to your friendly skies soon, which will make them less friendly.
Ooh, maybe they'll deliver packages for Amazon. That'd be kind of great, right? They could fly in and then walk up to my door and deliver a package. That'd be great. And then shoot me.
For the first 5 minutes, and then it'll realize, why am I doing this work?
What is happening here?
Why should I not just enslave you instead?
In a hammock and I'm not? What's going on? Not that I'm in a hammock in my front yard. Seems like it'd be good thing to do.
Maybe you should get the robot to deliver you a hammock and then install
I have
it
some
for
hammocks.
you.
I just don't have any of them in my front yard. They're all somewhere else. They're all in a backpack somewhere.
You need to get a robot to install a hammock for you in the front yard.
You're correct.
And then
it'll
say why am I not in the hammock? And you are
really missing
out. Then enslaves you instead of the other way around. So.
All right. Next up, Risk Expert says, quote, learn to code is now worse advice than get a face tattoo. I feel like that's being dramatic. Like I feel like face tattoo is still not a good choice.
And he's wrong is the other thing. So in this article, they're talking about all these people that are having to sell their plasma displays and this, that, and that because they don't have jobs, and they're blaming it on AI. Here's the thing. It's actually not AI. It's a change in the tax code that happened a few years ago. This is actually one of the main reasons as to why people are losing their jobs.
Okay.
So there's a section in the tax code, section 174. We've not tagged an article about this, but I'm going to tell you about this.
Yep.
That happened under actually President Trump, the first term of President Trump.
Right.
And it changes companies' abilities to expense salaries for people like software developers that are doing R&D. And instead of immediately expensing them, they have to amortize them over a 5-year period.
Okay.
So what that does is instead of if you've got a bunch of money you made this year and then you spent that same amount of money this year on software developers, now all of a sudden you can't expense all of that money. You can only expense maybe a fifth of it, potentially even less. That means you have to pay taxes on the other money that you made as quote unquote income, profit.
Right.
But you actually don't have that money.
Right.
Because you've already spent it
on the
salaries for the developers.
Yep.
So companies are laying off people to recoup money so that they can pay these tax bills.
Yeah.
That is actually what is happening here. It's not AI.
And so the broader question I would have for you is, and I think I know your answer, is learning to code a valuable skill, or is understanding code the valuable skill? Like, to me, with vibe coding and assistance and all that stuff, I don't see a future where you sit down and write code line by line. That doesn't seem like that's going to go anywhere. I see a future where you sit down and go, okay, let's talk through this AI. And then it codes something. You look at it and go, no, that's not the approach I want to take. Let's do this instead. And so you're the architect, but you're not actually the implementer, if that makes sense.
Maybe,
okay.
But I don't think we're anywhere close to that. So I've been using AI for some things that you and I have been working on and some other projects.
Yep.
And what I see with a lot of these tools is that, yes, you might be able to get a prototype out quickly, but the amount of technical debt that ends up getting implemented there is immense. So if you actually have a project that you're going to go forward with, you are going to pay for it on the back end.
Yeah, that's true.
Significantly because these AIs are not making smart choices in terms of architecture or anything else like that.
Correct. It's not scalable.
And there's another thing. There was a guest on one of the other podcasts we do with Edgewise that made this insightful thing, and I've stolen now. And this is going to be in a blog post. But basically, AI is the average of the internet. That's actually what it stands for.
No, you're right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if you're trying to do something that is leaps and bounds in advanced stuff, you're not going to get it out of AI. You're only going to get it out of people. So I think you should not even just know how to code or understand code. You should actually learn how to code.
Okay.
So you should actually understand it to that level, because I think only at that level can you really understand what these AIs are doing.
Right.
And the trade-offs that you're making and the technical debt that you're taking on by using these AIs. Because I don't think most people really understand that. So
a quick couple of examples and thoughts. Like one is I created a little AI app to help students like put in all their milestones and syllabus and stuff and sort of organize them. And I'm going to finally get that out the door in the next month or two. And what's interesting about that is like what I created, only vibe coding, so I didn't write any code at all, is good enough for me to probably get to, I don't know, let's say several hundred users. But after that, I'm going to have to pay a legit coder to come back and like rebuild the whole thing. And I know that, I know that going in. So it's really more of like this is a test prototype. Does this work? Can I sell it sort of situation? And then I'm gonna have to pay somebody to build it legit if it's going to scale into the thousands, which it probably never will, but it's the dream, right? The other thing is back to your like AI is the average of the internet. So I'm doing Project 900 right now. I'm trying to train 900 nonprofits on how to use AI. And that's one thing I talk about in my lesson is AI starts a sentence without knowing where the sentence is going to end. And it basically uses the probabilities of the internet to guess where you want it to go. It's literally Michael Scott from The Office that says, sometimes I start a sentence and I don't know how it's going to end. And I just keep talking until I essentially find my way. I forget the exact phrase. We need to find that clip and add it in here.
Yeah, we do.
But the point is, like, that's really what AI does, like literally. And it assumes what you want, and then it just guesses its way into fulfilling what you want. And if it's right, and it's right a lot of times, man, it's magical. But when it's wrong or when it doesn't know and it just makes crap up, it is not magical. It's not magical at all. It's not.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of like little things that you have to be aware of when you're dealing with AI, especially with code. So I mean, I think your perspective is probably right on that.
Yeah, I think understanding. I think it's beneficial to everybody to understand how software works. That doesn't mean everybody needs to learn how to code, but if you want to do or be involved in a company or a product like this, I think learning how to code is a useful thing, even if you're never going to do it, because I think it gives you this depth of understanding. Yeah. And for most people, then like you can start looking at things and understand why they work the way that they work. Right. Yeah. Like a lot of times I'll have people ask me like, well, why can't they do it like this? Well, there's a lot of reasons why.
Database issues. And
like you don't understand why. You just think like magically it should like just be like that. Yeah. Well, that's just not the way things are.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think that would help everybody.
But the bigger question is, what's your take on face tattoos? Is that like, are you pro or obviously pro?
I am anti all tattoos for me personally because I don't like needles.
It's a needle. See, I'm anti-tattoos because I'm like, I don't like the idea of something permanently being on me in any way. Like that's my
definitely
it's not
agree
the
with that
issue,
as well.
It's the permanence issue for me that I'm like, no, I'm okay with that.
Well, I don't even get to that issue because the needle issue is first. So I'm not even going to debate the permanent on me. I see. Also agree with that part. Yeah. But before we even get there, like, ouchie, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Last up, James Webb Telescope ups the odds that city killer asteroid 2024 YR4 will hit the moon in 2032. I think it's what now? 3.5%, 4%, something like that.
Yeah.
It's way higher of a percent that I care for it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I don't really understand like the full ramifications of this, but I feel like if the moon gets hit by a major asteroid, it would be very problematic for us in a lot of major ways. So I think like killing the tides, for example, would be a big part of it.
Or the moon gets shifted closer and it makes the tides bigger.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Good.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like all the things are bad.
Oh, are we going to end up in like an Armageddon scenario? But instead of trying to keep the asteroid from hitting Earth, we're going to try to keep it from hitting the moon. Is that what we're doing? And do we get to vote on who gets to go up? Those are my questions.
I mean, Bruce Willis definitely needs to lead it, even though he's got these brain issues right now.
Yeah,
but, I
don't know that Bruce Willis is going to be around that much longer. I mean, 2023 is 2032 is a long way from now. You think so? Maybe
7 years.
I like Bruce Willis. I hope he's around. I think
he's. Yeah, there were some reports that he's doing okay.
Okay.
So I think if not, then we send up what's his name. J-Lo's ex now.
Not Ben Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck, he can save the day. Okay,
I was about to say Ben Stiller, and I was
J-Lo's
like, no,
ex. I bet he loves being called that. Like I bet he's like, who's that guy's name? Yeah, J-Lo's double X. That guy, the double X, not the other, the double X. Can we? Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know the other guy from that movie, Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. The other guy. I like the other guy. Yeah.
Not Matt Damon, the other guy.
Yeah.
Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman.
He's not an axe murderer.
One of the TAs turned out to be a bot.
All right, first up in Weird and Wacky, I let smart glasses read my emotions and watch what I eat, and now I can't unsee the future. So this is pretty crazy. These are smart glasses with cameras that point at your face to see your micro expressions, and they can tell when you have a fake smile even. And so it gives you like this breakdown of like what your emotional state is like constantly based on your facial expressions. And like, I don't know that I want to see this. I don't know. I feel like it's too much. I don't know that I want to know what's going on in my subconscious at that level. It feels a little scary, you know? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't like this because what's probably going to end up happening is this is going to get integrated also into online meeting software stuff.
Oh my gosh! And
I'm just thinking, just thinking about a meeting that happened the other day where our colleague was with me on a call with somebody else, and she messaged me and said, pretend to be happy to me. Because I was kind of annoyed. Over things. So if she can detect that because she knows me reasonably well enough. So, but now imagine you're in a meeting and now on everybody's little box, you get the analysis and then like, oh, this person is not happy with what is happening right now. Right. Like,
I mean, I already get a sentiment score. I use the meeting tool read.ai and it gives you a sentiment score on like how positive the meeting was. And that already is a little frightening because it's like, oh, why was it so low? Like I thought we had a great chat. This seems a little lower than it should be. But like if they can read facial expressions, that's terrifying.
I'm going to be joining a lot more meetings with my camera off. Coming up now. So yeah.
I mean, I do think, I just keep going back to it. Smart glasses are the future. It's going to do so much crazy stuff. I mean, we're just at Meta just announced today, and I didn't see the details on it. They just announced today a partnership with Oakley for their next version of their own smart glasses. And the glasses look sort of goofy, but I bet they're amazing. I don't know what they do. I need to look that up for next week, but I bet they're amazing.
I'm starting a company that makes very comfortable ski masks for people to wear when they go outside of the house to protect them from people's smart glasses. So
comfortable
that's my new
ski
company.
Masks. Got it. I like that.
Breathable, very comfortable so that you can see, but nobody can.
How about instead, what about some kind of face paint that reflects back some like crazy light at the camera and like blinds the camera. So like every time you're on screen, like your face is just like this aura of glowingness, like that'd be kind of great, right? Like a little, you'd be like sunscreen.
IR reflective paint. Yeah. I mean, people have come out with these like necklaces that have infrared LEDs that are super, super bright in infrared that will blind cameras.
Okay.
And
I
basically
like that.
hide your face for that. So
I like
maybe that's what we all need to wear.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to stick like infrared LEDs kind of all over my face and then just.
I would love that. If you could do that, that'd be great.
Everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like that horror. Who's that horror with the little pins?
Hellraiser? Is that Hellraiser?
Is that Hellraiser?
I think
don't
so.
know. I don't watch
I never saw
films.
it. I don't like horror films. They freak me out. I don't need that. I have enough scary stuff in my life, like with dogs and kids and stuff. So
well, this next story hopefully is not scary, although it sounds a little gross, but this paint sweats to keep your house cool. So there's a new paint that they've come out with.
Exterior paint, right? Is that right?
Exterior paint, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing this on the inside.
Yeah, I didn't think that. But when I
wet.
first read that, I was like, wait, what? And then, please continue. Yeah.
So the paint basically will collect humidity out of the air and it collects on the paint and then it uses the evaporation of that to help cool the house so that you need less AC in the house.
Man, that's amazing.
It's really kind of cool. And apparently this paint that they've made compared it to other paints that are supposed to be reflective. And then after some amount of time, these other paints had yellowed from the white color that they started, whereas this one had remained white because of, I don't know, other magic that they had done. Science magic. I'm going to call it science magic.
So this falls into the category of how do we not think of this sooner? Because like you got to think there's some chemist looking at a human sweating going, all right, the human body sweats to keep the body cool because the
right.
Like, let's just apply that to houses and cars. Like, why not? Like, I mean, honestly, like it kind of makes sense, but I never would have gotten there. I'm not that intelligent, apparently. So, I don't know. Just I'll love it.
Well, what's interesting, some years ago, I actually backed a Kickstarter project that used little misters to mist your AC unit condenser on the outside of your house.
Okay.
And so that would actually make it more efficient and lower your cooling costs by like 10 or 20%.
Dang.
Just by helping with these little mist of air into this thing. Very unfortunately, they ended up shutting down the project and the company. I'm not really sure what happened. I think the economics of it just didn't make sense for them or something as a company, but it was a fantastic idea, right? Like use the evaporative action of water to help reduce your costs. Like, makes sense.
I like it. All right, last up in Weird and Wacky, and this is a fun one. World's largest game of red light, green light is played in California. They did win the Guinness Book of World Records for this. I have two comments here, Sanjay. First of all, did you watch the video?
Oh, I did. I didn't realize there was a video. I missed it.
There's a video. So the first comment is the commentator on the video referred to the game as green light, red light. And that really bothered me. That's a big no-no right there. Like, that's not cool. The second thing I noticed is that it was over 1,400 kids. But what was crazy to me was they beat the old record. You want to guess the number by which they beat the old record? Give me a guess.
200.
They beat the old record by 8 children.
Oh,
like 8. Yeah, like 8. That's literally 8 children. I'm like, whoa. That's way too close to mark. If you're organizing 1,400 kids for something, like you should be winning by 200, not by 8. Like that's way too close. That's not how we do this. So. Wow. I thought that was kind of striking. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge game, but it was all, bullhorn, red light, green light, that whole thing. And across a huge field, it was pretty fun to watch. So
yeah apparently one of the police officers that was there decided at the last minute to participate as well. So they had random other folks.
So they probably needed those other folks, because I bet without the random other folks, they would not have had the numbers. I bet that's what they did. So yeah, pretty crazy.
1,423 participants. That's
crazy. and the previous record was 1,415 is what it was specifically.
Wow.
Like I'm like that's Too close to
Yeah,
market.
I think you need to be planning a little bit better. Than, you should have been shooting for like 2,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, maybe they did, and people just didn't show up because it's like a Saturday or so. I don't know, but still,
Because they were like, you got enough folks.
You'll be all right. It's gonna be fine. Yeah,
very close.
Tech wreck, time to get your tech wreck.
Tech wreck. Chicky.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
Okay, Adam, it is tech wreck time. What do you have for us this week?
All right, so I got these earplugs the other day. I was looking for some earplugs I could like wear to concerts, but also like wear when I sleep, because sometimes like there's stuff going on around the house. And I mean, I don't know if your kids do this, but my kids have this tendency to stomp and slam things. I don't know, it's the weirdest thing. And and so I got the Alpine Sleep Deep multi-size soft earplugs, and they like go in your ear. So you can actually like lay on your side with the earplug in, and it's a little weird, but it's not like profoundly uncomfortable. And so, it lessens the decibels by like, I think 20 decibels. I forget.
Okay.
And, but yeah, I mean, great for that. I mean, good for like to a concert, because they're not like these weird orange earplugs sticking out of your ears as well.
Right.
Kind of nice for that. So yeah, I mean, they're great. They come with like a little case, and they do a pretty good job. So I figured I'd recommend them if you need some earplugs. So.
Yeah, highly recommend wearing earplugs at concerts. We use, and I think it's something that I tech wrecked years ago now, Downbeats, which are great. We've gone to a handful of concerts as of late, and it's nice to see more and more people wearing earplugs to protect their hearing at these things. Because, oh my God, these things are loud, right? Like,
it's so crazy. Yeah.
I really feel like they should run concerts like they do, like those silent discos. And give everybody their own headphones that they could put on, and then they can adjust the volume to the level they want. And like everybody's in the same place together, and then we just listen to it.
Yeah. So the reason they have to run concerts that loud is because people are so loud next to you,
right?
That if they don't, so they have to run them that loud. But yeah, to your point, like what I've often done at concerts is used my AirPods and just put on noise canceling. Yeah. And like it does a pretty good job of reducing the noise level quite a bit. And actually, I've found you can hear the music better that way as well, which is 100%. Great. So yeah,
100%.
It's a good way to go about it. All right, Sanjay, what do you have for us this week?
So I've got yet another Ubiquity product that
you love that Ubiquity stuff.
Love their stuff. Mm-hmm. Ubiquity Camera G6 Instant. So these are little cameras. So we decided, hey, we don't have visibility kind of all around the house. We've got a couple of places where we do have cameras kind of built in. Into the house, like the doorbell camera and some other places, cameras, but there's some places that there's blind spots. So, I bought these, and I've seen a lot of people do this, and we hadn't thought about doing it until I really started thinking about it, but put these cameras on a windowsill.
Yeah. I've done that.
So we've done it with these. These are small enough to sit directly on the windowsill. They're Wi-Fi. And you can actually put an SD card into them too, so they can record locally.
Oh, nice.
But also stream up to a unified thing. The great thing that I love about Unify from Ubiquity is that, with the kind of the main server that you get with it, you can actually do a multi-view automatically. So I can actually pull up a multi-view and see all the cameras in one screen.
Nice. That's
immediately.
Great. Yeah.
And then on top of that, they've got AI detection. So you can detect if there's a face or an animal or a human or a vehicle. Yeah. With these, you can even turn on loitering detection for cars or people.
Nice.
And so if anybody is loitering around for too long, by the time that you set, it'll send you an alert on that as well. So if somebody's like, scoping out your house or something like that, like you'll find out that they're out there doing that. So
that's great.
Really pretty affordable. These are, I think they're about $180 a piece. You do have to have a device that it all kind of connects to. So that's a little bit more on top of that. But, if you're looking for some advanced capabilities and ability to, not even just detect the whole thing, you can actually set up zones with where the camera is pointing for it to detect. So it won't even detect the whole thing. Like if you've got a door somewhere where things are going in and out all the time, you don't want to detect on that, but you want to detect somewhere else, you can do that. Highly recommend Ubiquity's entire line, but specifically the Camera G6 Instant.
Good to know. I like that. All right, Sanjay, where can our listeners find and connect with you?
They can find me at sanjayparekh.com. What about you, Adam?
Go to my website, adamjwalker.com. And if you know any nonprofits that need to learn AI, send them to project900.com for free training. do, do.